A very warm welcome to all our viewers to the NTU School of Computer Science and Engineering's student sharing session. My name is Vikram Peter and I am a second year computer engineering student. In case you missed today morning's talk, remember that you can catch up on all of our informational talks online at the NTU Open House website, which is openhouse.ntu.edu.sg. However, for now, we have with us a panel of our current students and student ambassadors at SCSE who would like to share with you their experiences as a student and also give you some advice on questions that you may have. If you have any questions directed at all of us, make sure to log on to Slido, which is www.sli.do. I repeat, www.sli.do. If you would like to send in a question, use the code #AskSCSE to send in any of our questions and also look at the questions sent in by other prospective students. Remember, you have until the 22nd of March to send in all of your questions and we will either answer them on stream or email you with the answers. Well, before we begin our panel, let me introduce our panelists to you today. To my far left, we have Josephine Agatha Hemingway, who is a data science and artificial intelligence student in year 1. On her right, we have Xavier Tan, a third year computer science student. On my left, we have Tammy Lynn Lee Sin, who is a double degree computer science and economics student who's in year 2. On my right, we have Swati Kumar Vembu, a year 2 computer science student. And on my far right, we have Lionel Yip, who's a year 4 computer science student. Alright guys, so let's jump right into the questions. So of course, these are prospective students who are coming in. And the first thing is they're going to have to transition into university life. So what do you think the general transition feels like to the university environment? If I may ask Tammy.
Sorry, can I?
Sure, Josephine, do you want to go first?
I personally came from a JC background where studying was very intensive. And in uni, it's so much different from JC. Because in JC, you have the 2 years to study the same things over and over again. And you get tested at the end of the 2 years. However, in uni, you're assessed continuously along the semester. And every semester, you learn different things. So the pace of learning is faster than that in JC. And you're continually assessed via projects and presentations along the semester. And also there are also finals. Yeah.
So I would like to add on. So basically what I feel is the main difference from JC and uni is that in uni there's completely no spoon feeding involved. So in JC, if you don't do your tutorials, your teacher will go chase after you and say, hey, can you submit your tutorial by tomorrow? But in uni, there's absolutely no such spoon feeding involved. A lot of things is you have to be self-independent, self-motivated, and yeah, that's the main difference.
So in summary, uni is like a marathon while JC is like a sprint. Because uni you have to put in continuous effort and in JC you can just last minute mark everything.
Yeah. That's a good analogy. That's a good one. Alright, we also have NS men who have just finished their training and will be joining us. So for them, it's of course they've been away from an academic institution for a really long time. So what is it like adapting back, if I can ask you?
Alright, so in NS, right, you have totally switched off, or maybe not totally, but switch off in one way or another, your brain in the academic side. So to really start up your engine, I would suggest that you go online and check out some resources, because online there's a vast resources available. And from our school, we have this thing called the SCSE outreach workshops that you can always join us. And these workshops are actually held by students ourselves. And we'll teach you basic programming, thinking, from Python, Raspberry Pi, and even robotics, the M3 Pi. Yeah, so always feel free to join. I think you can join through your school. So yeah, keep a lookout. And yeah, that's all from me. Anything else, I know.
So coming from NS, transitioning to university, there'll be a period of time where you will not be studying. So you'll be focusing a lot on the army. So from SCSE's point of view, you have, if you come from Poly or JC, if you need maths bridging courses, I think that's more applicable for Poly. What we do offer is the maths bridging course. So if you need like to start up your maths, or you need to recap what you have done in the past, SCSE do offer that as yeah. So of course, from an NS point of view, you need to, you have that period of time to think what you really want to like do in life, and then with that space apply, start up like yourself, and then from there on, yeah, that's how you begin your uni life. It begins way before uni. Yeah.
I think that's a
Also,
good
you're also an international student, right? Like me. So, do you also have anything to add on?
Well, as an international student, I mean, we do come directly from high school back home. It's just, for us, for international students, it's more of getting into a newer environment and just being open to changes. Take up any opportunity you can to learn and integrate with the people who you're going to spend so much time with. Because for us, it's not transitioning into an academic environment. For us, it's more of transitioning into a newer country or a newer environment with newer people. So yeah, I think that would be our focus as international students. What do you think, Swati?
I think definitely get to know the culture. Like there are a vast number of people from different places here. So get to know them, and like he said, be open to change, attend camps, everything new, just go explore it, and I'm sure you'll set in well if you have an open mind.
Well, so speaking of camps, our school have the Transition Orientation Program, TOP for short, and it's for all freshies. So if you're joining SCSE, and you can always sign up for the camp, and the camp will help you to transition from wherever you are from to a uni student. So you get to mingle with all your seniors, get to network with all your peers, you get to know more about your school environment, the school culture, and yeah, you'll get to enjoy yourself in the meantime.
Yeah.
Really fun.
And definitely have some good contacts during camp, because it'll really help you throughout your course, like for reference materials or for guidance on what to do. Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. Your connections and the groups you make in your camps will guide you through not only socially but also from an academic perspective. Yeah. Of course, this is transitioning into university. Once you're here, I mean, we must share with them what does it feel like to be an SCSE student. What is your everyday schedule like? So if anybody would want to share?
I think I can share mine. So for me, I prefer to stick to a strict schedule. So my classes are normally from 8:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. And after that, I mean, in between classes, there are a lot of free time. Sometimes I will go back to hall to take a quick nap before my next class. Yeah, just chill somewhere in the lounge or something. After 4:30, I would normally go for my CCAs or hall activities. So do you guys have any experience with CCAs?
Okay, so first of all, there are a lot of CCAs available here, like from dance to sports. Like I think even you're part of Lindy Hop and I'm part of Indian dance, and like that, like there are sports. Like she's part of like many hall activities. So you should definitely join these, because throughout your course of 4 years, right? So it's not only about academics; it's about having fun. So if you pace your coursework right, you have the full weekend to yourself. So you can do what you want, and most of your classes should get over by the evening, and you are free to do and take up new hobbies. Like you also mentioned earlier that you're part of the wine tasting society, right?
Yes.
So you have a wide range of clubs and societies open to you all.
Yeah. So do you have anything to share about what a wine society could be like?
Yeah. So other than the usual sports, like interest groups, there's also societies. So one of them is like there's beer brewing society. There's also like welfare services club. There's like many different. So I'm in wine society, and it's a great society to join if you are interested in tasting wine and all the different alcohols. Yeah. But it's vibrant. Vibrant.
Yeah.
And I also want to add on to my hall experiences. So personally, I'm in hall council, and like in hall council, we do organize a lot of activities, hall activities for like the hall residents, and we also work in conjunction with the residential education committee to like bring up more like residential education workshops. Like last week we had a melee crepe workshop where people come down and make melee crepes, and also I think it's a good area to come. It's like if you want to develop your leadership potential, so that you can come together with like-minded people and like develop something in hall. Furthermore, I'm also in like hall dance, so like I used to perform for events like cultural night, and yeah. Okay. I also want to add on for our computer science and engineering committee, club. Yeah. So like in computer science and engineering club, right, we have like events like tech fest and dinner and dance where people can come together and like mingle and network at the same time.
Unwind.
Yeah.
So.
Alright, yes, that was the next point. It was going to be about what about activities which take place, in our computing field. Like, of course, there's the SCSE, which is the Club of Computer Science. What about taking out other kind of opportunities to learn? I feel like we were speaking about it earlier.
So there's a lot of opportunities available in NTU, and one of them is really research. So as you know, NTU is one of the top research schools out there, and I think it's really a good opportunity for an undergraduate to take advantage of this. And one way is to go approach a professor that you think you're comfortable with or you like the subject that he's teaching, and just approach him and ask, hey, do you have any research project available? Do you have any part-time research project available that an undergraduate can take up? And I think when you take up such projects, right, you get to learn things outside of the curriculum, and you really get to develop your skills through another level. Really a whole new experience.
Yeah.
Totally encourage you to join.
Like the Eureka program,
Right, and we have this Eureka program which is not compulsory, it's optional, but you get to clear academic units, which is like
it's a way to academic units are the number of units. I mean, you'll get a few academic units from every module that you take, and your degree will require, say, 140 units to complete. Something about that.
Yeah, but this Eureka is an optional thing, and through this you get to do undergraduate research, the whole process of it. So from get to do your literature review, get to write a paper, and if you write it good, you get to publish it also. So as an undergraduate, you really get to experience all this. And if you are really into the research field, you can try to, or if you are interested in it, you can use this as a good stepping stone for you to learn more about it.
Okay.
That's true.
Sorry.
But also to add on, right, other than the actual school things that are offered in NTU also organizes a lot of hackathons, and NTU students can also participate in a lot of hackathons organized all around Singapore. So I encourage you guys to go participate in as many as you can, because like overnight you will be amused by the number of things you can create or you can learn. So also other than that, there are a couple of other clubs in NTU, like the Open Source Society, where they conduct workshops in a joint with Shopee and stuff like that for computer vision or like anything else, React or anything else you want to learn. So you wanted to add on something
So
else?
I feel like there are some people who like once you're in that situation, then you will like start to learn very fast. So like putting yourself in like that uncomfortable zone is really, really crucial to like learning like a lot of things. Because like if you're comfortable, you probably be satisfied with what you know. So one way to test this is to go for like hackathons, go for events, seek professors, like if they have any projects, or the best way to learn is to go and seek out internships. Like throughout your time in NTU, you're free to go out and explore what kind of work you want to do. And I think internship is like the best way to like learn really quickly. Really
To add on that, right, there's this program that is offered like within NTU called the EDGE program. So it's actually you partner with companies or startups outside NTU, and you actually take up a project to work with them. So during your course of semester, you get to work on a project with an actual company, so you can explore and you get to face and learn how it is in the real world outside. So like you should definitely use those opportunities to learn more.
So one most important thing is that NTU has this initiative where if you are keen to be an entrepreneur, all right, there's many opportunities locally and overseas. So it's called Intuitive program. Yeah, so we have quite a lot of programs.
And actually, I would like to add on also that you don't have to be restricted to just school programs. You can source for like internships yourself. So right now, I am currently doing a part-time internship while I'm studying, and it's like a self-sourced thing. So yeah, I just want to share that there are a lot of options out there for you to try out.
I also want to add on for data science and artificial intelligence course. We also have the WSDP program, which is the work study degree program. So you basically like take summer, like your year 2 summer and year 3 summer to go to industry and work in the company, and like while you're also schooling at the same time. So this helps you to integrate into the workforce better. So you will get like a job, like more career ready for the job.
Understand. All right, thank you so much for sharing all of these computing related projects and opportunities. In fact, if you viewers would like to learn more, our morning chat, which is the live chat with SCSE, mentions a lot of these opportunities, like say the overseas entrepreneurship program. It talks about Eureka, which is the undergraduate research. So make sure to go and check out that video. Well, another topic that we wanted to talk about is hall life. May I have a show of hands as to see who's a hall student here? Alright, so a question that has come in is, what are the pros and cons of staying in hall? And, I mean, what would you have to say about it?
Oh, definitely wake up 10 minutes before class and still make it on time. That's the main advantage. But yeah.
I think one of the main pros would be that you get to meet people from different faculties. So like, you spend the whole day in your own faculty, you know people from comp science. So hall gives you an opportunity to meet people from other faculties, network with them as well, and simply just chill at the end of a tiring and long day.
I also think that hall life, right, makes you more independent because you do all your household chores yourself, and like you just like have to settle your own life and everything. So I think it helps you develop yourself and grow as a person. And other than that, I think hall have like a lot of activities that you can participate in. Like just now I mentioned, there's like the workshops, and like there are also festivals, and there are also like sub-committees of the hall council that you can join to pursue new interests and like learn new things. So I really think that uni is like a very perfect time to learn new things, and like because you have like the freedom and like a lot of time to like actually learn these things before you go out to the workplace. Yeah, so I think uni is a very vibrant experience.
If I could add on to what they've said as in a form of a summary, really, being at hall gives you that kind of independence to choose how you spend your time. You can either be working with your mates on projects that you may have. You are conveniently located close to your school and therefore your labs if you're doing any kind of research work or something. You can choose to enjoy with your friends. You can join hall activities and co-curricular activities without worrying that you have to go back. In fact, something a lot of students do is they stay in hall from Monday through Friday, and then Saturday and Sunday they go back. So they get a good mix of what it feels like to be at home and to be at hall. Of course, as a more of a specification, I'd like to add that NTU always, new students for the first 2 years are guaranteed housing on campus if they do decide to join in. So there's nothing wrong in trying one semester of hall, see if you like it, and make a decision from there onwards. Alright, so yeah, that was the hall aspect, you get to live on campus. We also have a lot of dining options on campus, halls have canteens, and of course we must talk about, what's the food option at SCSE? If we could have a volunteer here.
Okay, so in NTU, we are quite lucky to have like a lot of food options. So of course there's like canteens dotted all around. Every hall has at least a canteen within like 500 meters. So specifically for SCSE, we do have like North Spine, which is like this very huge complex of like multiple food options, such as like the canteen, fast food. So not just fast food, we also have like expensive restaurants as well. So if we were to go in the other direction, we also have like Quad Cafe and South Spine Complex, which also has amazing food. Yeah. So other than that, yeah, the different halls have amazing like food stalls to like choose from. So it's quite well documented which stalls are pretty good. But I think it's great if you could come down and check it out for yourself. I think that'd be better. Yeah.
You ready to add?
Let me add on. So not just about food. So we do also have places to unwind. So like for people who stay in hall or don't stay at hall, you also do have places like pubs in and around the area in NTU. So you can like choose to head over and unwind for the evening after a hard day's work.
Yes.
Exactly.
Of course, yeah.
And networking, of course.
Yeah. All right. So, of course, you mentioned a hard day's work, and something that actually we wanted to bring light to was that, of course, we have students coming in who might need a little bit of support, who might need some kind of mentoring. So we at SCSE, we do have options. We have mentoring programs where you sign up with a mentor in your first year and they can academically advise you on decisions. You also have peer support and tutorials, which is led by students for students. So that's just something that we should make clear to you. Do you have anything to add?
If you are a little confused about anything related to academics or like anything else, you can always approach your mentor or in fact any other prof that you might know and is willing to help, and mostly all profs are willing to help. And also these student-led tutorial groups, right, will probably be really useful to you if you just need a little extra push or an extra confidence, and like it might build your connections again. Like you might want to, group or teamwork might boost your skills. So you can in fact learn together and it will definitely boost your confidence. So it will really help you through the course of your 4 years.
But not just profs and like academic tutoring. So every student in NTU is assigned an academic mentor. But there's also the unofficial mentoring. So like there are like seniors all around school all the time. So do like approach seniors and they're definitely happy to help you out. So like
And one of the best ways to know seniors is through the TOP.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's right. Yeah.
That's true.
You better attend the TOP sessions and you can make up your groups so that you can go for lectures together and you generally have a support system.
Yep.
In fact, I think that it's really important to have these social connections. In fact, just before this live chat began, we are all of different years in our degree program right now, and it was really nice to hear some advice from my fellow seniors and see what they had to say. All right, so that brings us back to SCSE and a really important aspect. So as Tammy mentioned, right, internships are really important, and that's something that we wanted to discuss with the viewers. So for your information, all our degrees require a mandatory 1 semester long internship experience. This is a credit bearing experience, and you will of course it will be considered when marking your grades and giving you your degree. So if I could ask some of you to share your internship experiences.
Right. So now actually I'm currently doing internship in Singtel for my professional internship attachment. So in Singtel we are very lucky, I would say, as we get to be mentored directly by senior engineers and even directors. So really get to know the in and outs of the company and experience the company culture. So yeah, it's a totally different scenario from your schoolwork, and you'll learn a lot more, and you get to apply what you learn in school and do it in the real life scenario. So yeah, it's a very good experience.
Mm-hmm. So other than this professional internship that was mentioned, like Tammy also mentioned, you can self-source your internships. It can be done either during summer or during your SEM, and just be sure that you can balance your work and your studies and give yourself enough time to unwind at the end of the day, because that's really important, because university is when you can have your most fun and at the same time learn the most. So yeah.
Yes, and as Tammy had mentioned, we have some students who are doing part-time internships along with their degree. So as you said, it's really about figuring out how to balance the time and also making enough time for yourself so that you can unwind and learn at the same time. All right, so just like internship, another very important aspect of your time at uni or at SCSE would be overseas experiences. So we have academic overseas experiences, which would include exchange. I know there are some students who go on overseas internships. So if we could have someone on the panel discuss with us their overseas exchange experiences.
Can you talk about yours first?
For me, since I'm just a year 2, I actually managed to go for an overseas exchange. It was actually a winter exchange program, which is 3 weeks long at the end of year 1. So for myself, I went to Moscow, Russia, where I managed to clear 3 AUs of academic units. And over there, what I did was to learn the Russian language. It was actually a really eye-opening experience for me, learning a different language in a different country. And I think I forged a lot of new friendships over there. It was a really good memory.
Yeah. So for me, I get to do 2 kinds of overseas exchange, the summer one and the semester one. So for the summer one, it's very similar to the winter one. So it's a summer long, 6 weeks long exchange program where you get to immerse in the culture and at the same time clear some modules, get to make new friends. And for the semester one, that's the one that's very interesting. So I went Sweden, and you get to experience a whole new different kind of education system. So you really get to see both sides of the story, Asian and Western, and you get to compare. I wouldn't say which one is good or bad, but you'll see the difference. They have their own pros and cons, and I think this is a great opportunity, once in a lifetime. You won't get this anywhere else, and I totally encourage you to join if possible. And on top of that, you get to network with international students. So I have friends from like Sweden, a lot of German friends, a lot of Korean, Japanese friends, So it's a whole new experience that you can't really experience it if you stay locally. And this is a really once in a lifetime experience. Yeah, it's really nice. Yeah, and it's really, really fun. Yeah, really fun, really fun. Because you get to put your mind off academics because it will become a pass-fail subject, and you get to put your focus into other aspects of your life, like soft skills learning. You get to try out more stuff. Yeah, that's right.
Any other experiences? Since we're still year 2 students, we plan to go in the further years, which would be year 3 or year 4. It's just the way that you schedule your time at university. But of course, if you want to be like Xavier and go for summer as well as semester, make sure that you plan your time really well. Ask your seniors, speak to them, see, how should you really plan your degree at NTU at that time. Alright, so we do have time for some additional questions which can be sent in by you guys on Slido. Again, it's www.sli.do. Log on, and you can use the hashtag code AskSCSE to send in your questions. We will try to reply to your questions live on stream. Otherwise, we will mail you. The portal is open until the 22nd of March, so do send in your questions. Alright, so moving on to one of the biggest questions that was on everyone's mind before they joined NTU SCSE. What is the student's perspective on the difference between computer science and computer engineering? And since we're already here and we also have with us a DSAI student, we can also learn why did she decide to choose data science and artificial intelligence. So the first thing, CS versus CE. What do you think? What do you all think?
So I got the summary of the difference between CS and CE. It's the most poignant difference is that CS is software, is focused on like computer software, right? And the summary is that computer science focus on software, computer engineers focus on hardware. Of course, they do merge, but that is basically the summary. So in computer science, there are many different electives, specializations that you can take, and so they are mostly focused on software, AI, data science, or it can be software engineering. It can be it's a wide spectrum. Yeah. So same for CE. There are many different specializations you can take. Yeah.
I think I can give one example to further illustrate. So when you talk about internet, right? So the computer science student will be programming the websites, and the computer engineering student will be more focused on the wires and the interfacing of internet to your computer, your MAC address, all those kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I don't want to get too technical, but yeah, you get what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, but definitely, right, like a CS and a CE student will definitely be able to do like a bit of both.
Yep.
It's definitely, it's just a matter of how far you're willing to go. Okay, so just specific for JC. So I mean, not JC, for all students in SCSE, you definitely will have to take a course that is across the mod. So like for a CS student will definitely have to take a CE mod, vice versa.
Yep.
I'm not sure about DSAI. Do we have to do that?
We only take a mod that's like common between computer science and data science, like the introduction to computational thinking and stuff like that.
Okay.
So that was so Xavier and Lionel are computer science students. So from the perspective of a computer engineering student, well, yes, the example laid out is very straightforward. If you have a phone, the people who are the computer science students might work with the UI, would work with the design of the software, etc. While we, the hardware students, we work with interfacing between the OS that they create and the actual physical hardware. So that's our area of expertise. To be very honest and to guide students who might be in the same dilemma, should I do CS or CE? Well, you can look at it from a few perspectives. You see, go and look at the job prospects for CS and CE. If you can figure out some job prospect that you prefer, that is one way. Another way could be maybe you just have an interest in programming or designing or operating systems. That's someone who might choose CS. We had an alumni earlier on who said that, and I agree with him because we have the same decision to choose computer engineering. It's because we were interested in building small computers and working with those kind of electronics. So if you really want, you should go up and figure out what your passion is or what kind of job you want to head towards, if that's the decision between CS and CE. We also have the DSAI component who could share with us what exactly is DSAI and why did you choose it?
Data science is basically a combination of computing and math, and so we are basically like a course offered by both SCSE and SPMS, which is the School of Physical Math and Science. So basically we learn like math in very rigorously, as well as like touch on computing from computer science as well. So basically we get the best of both worlds integrated into data science and artificial intelligence. So in data science and artificial intelligence, we learn more about data and how because data is everywhere, right? So we have to learn how to make them into something useful and like apply them into real life problems. So basically, as they mentioned, the computer science deals with the UI and interfacing, while the computer engineering deals with the physical aspects. But we data science, we deal with the machine learning and the brain behind everything else. So basically, we take the data and we just we train them and test them into something that can predict something, and ultimately it's becoming the brain of whatever that they create. Yeah. So we also have modules like computer vision in year 3, and for now as in year 1 I have studied some math and sciences, like math modules such as linear algebra and calculus, while computing mods we have similar mods as them, like data structures and introduction to computational thinking. So why I take this course is because I really like math, and it's just very interesting to put things in how I can make the data into something very useful in real life. So that's why I took it. Yeah.
Thank you. So the next question we have is for the computer science students. We've got questions like, how competitive is CS? Is it really stressful? What do you think?
Okay,
what
so
would you... Yes.
maybe I just so I feel that competitiveness is a matter of perspective. So it depends on like what do you want to achieve, right? So if you feel like you are an academic person, you feel that you want to head towards like a research kind of direction, then definitely academics is like fundamental, it's like the most important. However, right, but if you wish to like apply what you learn and be a practical like computer scientist or like software engineer or the sort of pathway, so I believe that in that circumstance, studies is very important, but so is experience. So yeah, what do you think?
Yeah. So okay. So how competitive you want it to be? It's how good you want your GPA to be, really, right?
Yeah.
So there's pros of having a good GPA. You get to have interview faster, and some company really use GPA as a cutoff, but not all. So a lot of the companies, like what the government say, is shifting out of the GPA spectrum more into the experience, like what Langer mentioned. So GPA is not your end all. So how competitive you want is how good you want your GPA to be. Yeah. What's really your goal? And is it really stressful? That's again, it's how good is your stress management. So if you really every day just happy-go-lucky, right? Just do the tutorials, you don't really care, or not don't really care, like you have less priority, you place less priority in your exams, then maybe it's not that stressful. But if you are a more academic person, you're striving for academic career pathway, then maybe you need to put more effort into your exams and your GPA. But if you want to go into an entrepreneurial route, then I think you can go into more of your experience, real life projects, and applications. Yeah. So it's really what is your goal, what is your objectives.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. So a question that's come in is, what support do you have for struggling students in case required? So if you have ever struggled previously with your academics or maybe even socially, what routes or support systems do you seek?
I think for me, because I come from like a JC background with completely no programming experience, I struggled quite a bit in like programming mods like data structures. But luckily for me, I think the people in this faculty are really nice people. They are willing to help if you ask them. So for me, I just ask my friends or seniors, and they are most of the time, if they are free, they are willing to help me and guide me along the way. So I think my support system mainly comprises of friends from this faculty, especially those I met during orientation.
Cannot stress that enough. That, having a very good support system, like having like seniors, friends, faculty, like many different groups of people that you can rely on to like help you in the time of need, which is it's fundamental to learning.
Okay.
Of course, like going online, doing your research by yourself, and like trying to learn it by yourself. That's more important. But yeah, support system.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. So we have, based on the same question, there was based on the same tangent, we have a question which is it okay if you have no prior knowledge in programming at all? You know, we're all computing students. Did anyone enter with no knowledge? Wow, so half of us did not enter. So if you could share something?
I actually just started learning like bit by bit before uni started, but it wasn't like enough to like get me into the course. But then like the course, like our course had a module called Introduction to Computational Thinking, which introduces us to the basics of programming. So it teaches us like Python and like the concept. So it doesn't really teach us the language per se, but it actually teaches us the concept via using the language. So right now, in Sem 2, we are also learning C, which is like, so every sem we learn like different languages. Yeah, but eventually it's like the concepts that we learn. The languages is like just learning a new language, but it's like coding language. So you can just read up on your own also. Ask your friends for help. Yeah.
Yeah, so what's important in programming is really the logic behind it and knowing the data structures, which is more or less the same throughout. So the languages that you know is not really important because to us it's just another form of expressing your logic. So it's the thinking process that is really important. Yeah. So if you have no prior knowledge, then for NS Men, we have around 6 months of free time. And during that free time, please feel free to go online, check it out, and read out a bit. So yeah, that's a really good way to get started if you are really that afraid. And at the same time, you really get to know if you are really, really interested into computing. Because in computing, I think you need a lot of passion to drive you through the course. Yeah.
And honestly, without any background, right, in the modules, Introduction to Computational Thinking, we also have to make an app. And like the things that they teach us in school, I mean, it's not really enough to like teach us how to build the app, but then it requires us to read up on our own to like see like how we can make the app with like apps like with tools like Tkinter and Pygame. So it's up to your own initiative to take up the own learning to your own hands.
And I would like to add on that I think the NTU curriculum is structured such that the learning curve is not too steep. So even for people like us who started with like no programming background at all, I find it quite manageable.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So now we have another question, which is, and this is of course going back to what does the learning feel like. So the question is, what is the learning method like? Is it more project oriented or lecture oriented?
So I think the curriculum is structured in such a way that you get maximum learning from it. So lectures are definitely important, and I advise you to either attend or definitely watch it. And then you apply everything that you've learned in the lectures either through a project or like through labs. So how the coursework is measured is some of the courses like software engineering like are almost 50% project and 50% exam based on lectures, but some projects are like mostly lecture oriented, and like some some courses like data structures don't even have a final exam where you just practically code and like learn how to code throughout your course. So I think the curriculum is structured so that you can get the most benefit out of it. So yeah.
All right, because we're short on time, we have one last question which we feel everyone should answer. So starting from my extremely left, what do you like the most at SCSE NTU, and is there any regret whatsoever? Just keep it short and...
Okay. Honestly, I don't regret my decision to come to SCSE NTU because I meet so many people that I like hang out with every day, and in DSI, right, in DSAI, we have like we have a very small class group, so we are very bonded with our friends, and that's really like something that I really like. And also with the small class group, we have better interaction with the professors as well. So I think that's really something that's important to me. Yeah.
So for me, I have totally no regrets joining SCSE NTU because there is such a huge array of opportunities available. So I get to go overseas, I get to do projects, get to do research. So yeah, it really expands my horizon and my knowledge to from totally different from what I thought I would learn from a university.
I think my biggest takeaway is the people I met. So I met a lot of friends we see every day. We do our homework together, we attend hackathons together, and I really appreciate this group of friends. So that's my biggest takeaway.
All right. If I may add, I think SCSE has organized all our content in an easy to understand and very broad way so that we get a little bit of everything that we learn. At the same time, it's not too overpowering. A lot of opportunities. If I have a regret, it's not a regret with SCSE, but it would be any student's personal regret. It would be to take all the opportunities that you have and make sure you really invest your time and really take those opportunities, because this time passes really fast. So if you're coming to SCSE, from the day one, just concentrate on the opportunities and make sure you take everything up correctly.
Yeah, definitely. Also, coming into university, this is not what I expected, and that is in a good way. Like, I find every opportunity to be very amusing, very more learning based, and also it's very fun. So everything I involve in gives me like like I have the most fun and I enjoy a lot. So coming to the regret point, I don't think I genuinely don't have any, because like I'm making the best of the time I have here, and I encourage you all to do the same. So,
Yeah. Same. I share with everyone that I also do not have any regret coming to NTU SCSE. I think most importantly, right, what I really like about like uni in general, like SC, not just SCSE but uni in general, is that you're free to explore what you want to do, and you get to like charter your own path. Yeah. So you're like you control your future. You decide what you want to do. Yeah. So I think maybe what we want to share with you is that. Decide what you want to do and like chase your dreams.
don't be afraid.
Don't be afraid.
Ah, that's good. Alright, that brings us to the end of our student sharing. I really want to thank all of our panelists today for bringing that value and knowledge to our session. Of course,
pleasure.
you'll be catching all of them at all of the outreach programs that they will be organizing for students just like you to come and join us. Do follow our pages for information related to that. Of course, if you really enjoyed this talk and you want to look at it again or look at all of our other talks, make sure that you log on to openhouse.ntu.edu.sg to look at all the informational talks. We have talks on the MDB program, the student sharing, alumni sharing, scholarships. All of that information is online. Always, you can check out our website, scse.ntu.edu.sg. Follow our social media handles on Facebook at scse.ntu and on Instagram at scse_NTU. Remember, you can still send in questions on Slido at www.sli.do. Use the hashtag AskSCSE. We will answer your questions until the 22nd of March by email. Again, thank you so much for joining us and giving us your time. And we thank you, viewers, to join us for our session. We hope to see you soon. Goodbye and cheers.
Cheers.
Bye.
Cheers.
See you.